Hey, Dad,
What's up?
what we talking about?
Yo. Welcome back to BG. What we talking about? I am BG, of course. What's up with y'all this week, man? It's episode 3 of BG. What we talking about, man? This is gonna be a different show today, y'all. I ain't going through a bunch of topics. I ain't going through a whole bunch of stuff, man. I'd be crazy if I didn't recap the Eastern Conference Finals, the Western Conference Finals, and preview the NBA Finals. So let's jump straight into it, y'all. Let's jump straight into it. So first, we got the Eastern Conference Finals, man. Eastern Conference Finals went down quickly. A quick little get him out of here. The Celtics took down the Pacers 4-0. Damn, it was bad. It was bad for the Pacers.
Perfect.
It was a perfect. It was a perfect. I wouldn't say it was a fatality because they fought every game. They fought every game. They won all 4. First game, the Celtics won by 5. Celtics won by 16. No, by 16 in game 2, by 3 in game 4, and by 3 in game 3. So I mean, they didn't smoke Indiana, but Indiana just didn't have enough. Miles Turner not playing, Tyrese Halliburton not playing the last 2 games. They just didn't have enough at the end of the day. But if you look at it, like I said, these games were close. And if Boston is the clear-cut best team, which I thought they were, why was these games so close? I do understand that it's the playoffs. So, I mean, you're going to take everybody's best punch. And don't get me wrong, Indiana's no slouch. They were no slouch this year. They definitely had an amazing offensive year. But at the end of the day, I wouldn't say they ran out of gas. It's just the injury bug got them. The injury bug got him. Siakam had a great series. We saw a lot out of the kid Nimhard, man. I think he has a bright future. When Tyrese Halliburton went down, he seemed to be their number 1 scoring option. So the future's bright for Indiana, but they just didn't have enough for Boston. Like I said, Boston took them down at 4. What was the saying back in the day when Draymond and them beat Cleveland and then he wore the shirt at the parade talking about quickie? Yeah, this was a quickie, man. Boston had an easy road, y'all, and albeit I don't like the term easy road because one, you play your ass off in a season to get the number 1 seed, so you have the easiest road. But at the end of the day, with injuries happening, that's not Boston's fault. That's not Boston's fault. Boston can't help who's in front of them. They can't help that Giannis didn't play in the playoffs, that Embiid wasn't fully healthy, that they didn't have to face Jimmy Butler in Miami, Tyrese Halliburton going down. They did have a lot of fortune with the injury bug, albeit they lost Porzingis for the majority of the playoffs. But they look good, in my opinion, albeit they didn't smoke Indiana every game. Let's be clear. Boston lost 2 games this entire playoff series. This entire playoff series, Boston has lost 2 games. So I think you got to respect that. You got to look at it and say, yeah, they might not be bombing teams, but they only lost twice. And I don't think they've lost on the road at all. I'm pretty sure they haven't lost on the road at all thus far in these playoffs. So, albeit we could say it was an easy path, we could say, you know what? Well, why they ain't smoking teams? We've seen teams get bombed. If you that good, why you not beating a battered Indiana team? A win is a win at the end of the day. That's how I look at it. A win is a win. I don't need you to win by 50. I don't need you to win by 10. I just need you to win. So at the end of the day, Boston did what they were supposed to do. They got to the finals. Very easy path, but again, that's basketball. Injuries do happen. So I'm not taking that and saying, well, this one don't count. You know how they like to give LeBron his Mickey Mouse ring, saying certain championships don't count. Every championship is hard, albeit some of them may be easier than others. It's not easy because if it was easy, everybody would win. We have kind of the same teams in the mix every 5 or so in that window of 5 years. You got the same teams because it's pretty even across the board. So I look forward to seeing what Boston got in the finals. Y'all had y'all easy road. Now there's no excuse for Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, in my opinion. If we're going to go with that easy road narrative, they should be at their best right now. They should be at their healthiest. Their bodies should be in great shape because they didn't have to really grind out any series in these playoffs. So there's no excuses for Boston this year, man. Win, or we're going to be on y'all top because Jason Tatum will get the scrutiny that most stars get. It's weird. Like most stars, if they folded in these big moments the way Jason Tatum has in the past, I'm not saying this year or this season, but if they folded as the way that he has in the past, man, they get killed. Jason Tatum, for some reason, doesn't get killed. I think it's a light skin thing, just like Steph Curry. Steph Curry, okay, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say that. I didn't mean to talk about my light skinned brethren. Series. Oh, wait, let me talk about Indiana. I think Indiana, again, has a bright future, man. Tyrese Halliburton, hope he gets healthy, albeit I don't think he's as good as advertised. He's a great point guard, but I think he's getting a lot of love. And not a super fan of him, but Indiana's future is bright. They definitely overachieved by going to the Eastern Conference Finals, so I don't think there's anything for them to hang their head low. That the future is bright for them. That series, man, it was a lot of key situations that happened. A lot of times, one guy was a star and the other guy was there, or the other guy was a star and the other guy was there. But at the end of the day, Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown both averaged 30. They both averaged 30 in that conference finals. I know by the numbers, it wasn't complete 30. One averaged 29.8, I think. I think Jaylen Brown, let me see. Jaylen Brown averaged 29.8. Jason Tatum averaged 30. So the discussion right now is, who really is their number one? I personally don't think either one. I think they both have the ability to be a number one. And I don't have a problem with them passing the torch every once in a while. Hey, I might need you to go. I might need you to go. But the arguments people are having is, how did Jaylen Brown get Eastern Conference Final Most Valuable Player? When you look at the numbers, it looks like Tatum should have won. Tatum averaged 30 points, 10.3 rebounds, 6.3 assists, 1.3 steals. Jaylen Brown averaged 29.8 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals. So by the numbers, it looks like Jason Tatum should have won the MVP of the Eastern Conference Finals. But in all actuality, I'm going to be real with you. I watched the series. I saw when the biggest shots needed to be made, Jaylen Brown made it. And honestly, if I was a voter for the Eastern Conference Finals MVP, Jason Tatum might not even been second for me. I think the big plays defensively that Drew Holiday made, big shots that Derek White made, they could have had an argument for it. So I don't like the narrative that Jason Tatum shrinks in these big moments. I think he ended that. He averaged 30 in the Eastern Conference Finals, so he showed that he is capable of being that number one in big moments. But this team has the best problem in the world. They have the best problem in the world. They have two guys that are capable of being a number one. Why would you not want that? That's not something to be angry about. At the end of the day, when I look at the stats, I'm not mad with Jaylen Brown getting Eastern Conference Finals MVP, but I understand Jason Tatum fans thinking, well, wait, he should have got it. I think it could have won either way, but because I watched the series, I like Jaylen Brown getting it because he made big shots when it mattered. He was a dog in that series, and I like what I saw out of him. But again, I might have gave Drew. I might have gave it to Drew over Jason Tatum, albeit he didn't average as much. But the impact he had on that series was huge, and it can't be denied. So they in the finals. They in the finals with 2 stars. They in the finals with 2 stars. They in the finals with 2 stars, but they are facing 2 stars that are going crazy right now. Let's go over the Western Conference real quick. Western Conference Finals were amazing, albeit it didn't go as long as people thought. Minnesota was rolling, man. They went into the series really looking like they were the team to beat in the league, not just in the West. They looked like they were the team to beat in the league. So going into that first game, I don't know what I expected. I don't know if I expected Dallas to win or Minnesota to win, but I really thought Minnesota might have had the edge simply because they just came off of a Game 7, albeit they was probably tired after that Game 7, but I thought they would ride that momentum wave of that Game 7 into Game 1. But after that Game 7, Anthony Edwards got on the camera. And we've talked about this a couple times, and it's weird because I don't mind that he said it, but saying somebody's name means, all right, I want to see what's up with you. And after he said it,
it was at this moment he knew.
Yeah.
He fucked up.
Yeah, Kyrie used it as fuel. I had a conversation with my dog Luke, and he was like, What are you talking about? Kyrie don't need no fuel to get up for an Eastern Conference Finals game. And I said, just because he didn't need the fuel doesn't mean he can't use it. Just because he needed it doesn't mean he didn't use it. So he went into that game and he turned up kind of crazy in game one and set the tone for the series. They won that game by 3. Very good game, but I think Kyrie just showed, look, his levels. Anthony Edwards looked so gassed in that game one, chasing around Kyrie that whole game. Definitely took a toll on him. You could tell he just didn't have it offensively. And the series, albeit was in 5, every game was close except for
fatality.
Game 5. Dallas won the series 4-1, and in game 5, boy, oh boy, that boy Luka turned up. Luka and Kyrie decided we not trying to go back. We don't like. Why would we want to go back to Dallas to play y'all again? When we go back to Dallas, we want to go back with a trophy, and they did just that, man. They came out bombing. I think they won the first quarter 35-19, 34-21 in the second quarter. It was over at halftime. Luka went crazy, had 20 in the first quarter. I feel like he had 20. He had 20 before I even realized the game was interesting. Like, it was just quick. A quick 20, wasn't even sweating. He went out there and showed, look, I got to go out here and get this. And that's what you want out of a superstar. You know, that's my guy. I rocks with Luka. That's my favorite player. Obviously, I'm a Sixers fan. First and foremost, let's be clear. I'm a Sixers fan first. But my favorite player in the NBA right now is Luka Doncic, man. So seeing him go crazy in that first quarter and seeing him go crazy throughout that series, man, he showed out. Him and Kyrie both had 36 in that closeout game. That's what you want out of your stars. I said it. I put a reel up last week from last episode, and I titled it "Stars Got to Be Stars in These Moments." Man, right now I'm not looking for what is the 6th man doing? What's the 7th man doing? No, we pay you a lot of money to when we get in these big moments, turn up. And that's what they did. Kyrie and Luka took game 5 by the horns, and they never looked back, man. This was a bad John. Minnesota. To lose like that in front of your fans is kind of nasty. I hated to see that for them, man. I really, really hated to see them lose at home the way they did, man. I just didn't see that happening. Like, I had Dallas after they went up 3-0, obviously. You got to have Dallas win. Albeit, Minnesota was my pick. After the Sixers lost, I made my official pick for the finals. I said Minnesota, Boston. Minnesota let me down in a way, but my guy Luka's going. But I didn't see them getting embarrassed like that in a closeout game, man. It shows what veteran leadership, a guy like Kyrie who's been here, who's been in these moments, who's had this experience. You could tell the difference between him and the guys on Minnesota. They just haven't been here, albeit they have guys that have been in the league for a while, the Mike Conleys, the Karl Anthony Towns, Rudy Gobert. But have they been tested? Have they been through the ringer of a closeout game in the Western Conference Finals? They haven't. So it showed. It showed they just didn't get up for this game, and it's weird. Hey,
What do you mean by that?
All right, I'm tripping sometimes. I apologize. They weren't awake for this game, man. It was very surprising, man, in a closeout game. A win or go home game for them, because they wasn't win and go home in game 4, and they wasn't win and go home in game 5. And the way they showed up in game 4, I thought I was going to see even better than that in game 5. I thought they was going to ride the wave of that game 4 momentum and maybe beat Dallas, but they came up really, really short. And Edwards, albeit had 28 points in that closeout game, he just wasn't himself in the series overall. The Anthony Edwards that we saw against Phoenix, the Anthony Edwards that we saw against Denver, wasn't this guy. He was kind of passive early on in the series, and I think it was just the defensive things they were throwing at him, throwing doubles at him. When he drove, hey, you can get by your guy, but you're going to be met by 2 bigs, and you're going to kick it out. And it was on Minnesota to make them shots. And, man, guys like Karl Anthony Towns just sitting on the three-point line all game. Hey, Carl, what you doing, dog? Hey, Carl, what you doing?
What are you doing?
Huh?
Nothing. Me? Just hanging around.
just hanging around the three-point line all game, and it just makes me so upset to see a 7-foot guy, albeit I understand that Rudy Gobert is going to clog up a lot of that paint when he's in the game because he can't play anywhere else. Like Rudy Gobert is not a guy that you can move around the court. So I understand why he's on the perimeter, but at some point, I'm looking my coach in the face and saying, yo, these dudes is food, yo. Let me bang down low. Pause. No Diddy. Let me bang down low and take Gobert out. Put me and Nas Reed in the game. Have Nas Reed on the perimeter. Have me in the paint, albeit I think Cat is softer than I would like, but I do think I still don't like him being on the perimeter the whole game. That's just, it's nasty to me. Like, come on, bro. You 7 foot. I think he's 7'1". Is Cat 7'1" or 7 foot? Either way you look at it, like I just hate seeing a big on the perimeter all game. At some point, you gotta stop shooting threes if you're not making them. It'd be different if he was knocking them things down this series, but he wasn't making them and just wouldn't stop shooting them. He had a good game 4. Cat had a good game 4. I won't act like he didn't have a good game 4, but at the end of the day, I think this series came down to, hey, Minnesota's best 2 players weren't their self, and Dallas's best 2 players were themselves. Remember what I said early on. I'm not thinking about the role players. I need my stars to be stars when it's time. In this moment, I don't care if the 8th man off the bench had 3 turnovers. It might hurt the game. It might hurt the game. But again, if you're a star, your team goes off of your motor. They feed off of Luka going crazy. They feed off of Kai going crazy. They fed off of Anthony Edwards going crazy in Minnesota in the first 2 series. They fed off of that, and for some reason, the Stars just didn't show up in the Western Conference Finals for Minnesota. This was also a quickie. It was definitely a fatality.
Fatality
in Game 5, though. That was disgusting. But again, just like Indiana, man, Minnesota, albeit hang your head low after that loss that y'all just had, but they have nothing to hang their head down for the future. The future's bright for Minnesota. Anthony Edwards has arrived. I think this summer in the Olympics is going to be dangerous for him because he's going to be with the best players in the world for the whole summer. Well, not the whole summer, but for an extended portion of the summer. He's just going to add to his game. So I look forward to seeing Minnesota next couple seasons because they're going to be nice. They're going to be nice. They're going to be something to be reckoned with in the future. But we're not talking about the future. We're talking about the present right now. The present is the Western Conference Finals MVP was Luka Doncic. And Luka Doncic is going to his first NBA Finals, man. Shout out my dog, Luka, dog. People don't like my dog, Luka. Say my dog, Luka, be flopping. Say he's not that good. Shout out my dog, Luka, dog. Hopefully, he's going to win his first ring. I want to talk about all of the storylines. The storylines in this series is kind of crazy. You know, a lot of people, we got so used to the LeBron years against the Warriors, seeing the same teams over and over. And then when we start seeing other teams, like, who wants to see this matchup? What is this? What is this? This matchup doesn't really mean much. Like, yeah, these teams compete well and they might match up well, but what does this series really mean? Hey, y'all, we got a lot of storylines in this series. A whole lot. Let me just go over a couple. So Kyrie is facing the Boston Celtics in the NBA Finals. If for those who don't know, I'm pretty sure if you're watching this show, if you rock with BG, you got to be a basketball fan in some capacity. So you know Boston used to be the home of Kyrie Irving for, I think it was 2 seasons, and it just didn't work out. And it was weird because the year before he was a free agent, he looked at the crowd, he said, I'm coming back. I plan to re-sign. I love it here in Boston. And then it didn't happen. Kyrie Irving bounced, went to Brooklyn, came back. When he was in Brooklyn, stomped on the Celtics logo in the center of the court, disrespecting them. But now, hey, now you got to do it in their face. Now it means something. Like, he's going back to Boston after he was unable to complete the mission in Boston with a young Jason Tatum and young Jaylen Brown. Now he gets to face them now at their best. Hey, I couldn't do it when y'all was young. Now that y'all got better, let's see what y'all got from me. Let's see if y'all ready. Because Kai been here already. Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown have been here, came up short. Kai's been here, and albeit has come up short, he's also knows what it takes to win one. So Kyrie facing Boston, crazy storyline to me. I love that for this series. Another person playing they old team. Did we forget? Kristaps Porzingis played for Dallas, and that shit just didn't work. Like they thought they were getting somebody else. Remember when Porzingis was considered the unicorn? Yeah, that's out of here. Albeit he's really good, but it didn't work in Dallas. Him and Luka's relationship didn't last long. Albeit I don't think it was a rocky relationship, but on the court it just didn't pan out to a deep playoff run. Porzingis was out for the majority of, well, he was out the entire last series and some of the series before. Right now, the injury report has him possibly coming back in the finals starting on Friday, the 6th. Is it the 6th? I think it's the 6th. Or is it Thursday the 6th? It's June 6th. Whatever day it is, it's June 6th. Y'all look at the calendar. I ain't looking at it. But yeah, Porzingis, if he comes back, he's going to be a big factor. I think he will be a big factor. Albeit he's not the toughest defender, but having that 7-footer behind them all season definitely helped their defensive cause. They were one of the best defensive teams in the league. I think they might have been first actually in defense this season. So Porzingis playing his old team. Not as great a storyline as Kyrie playing his old team, but I still like that matchup of Porzingis coming back to play against Dallas. All right, look. Jason Kidd, another one. I'm telling you, we got stories for days in the series, and people thought, oh, it's just Luka, Kyrie, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown. No, it's way deeper than that. It's way deeper than that, y'all. Do y'all know that Jason Kidd is trying to become one of 4 coaches in history to win a championship as a player and a coach of the same team, joining Casey Jones, Bill Russell, and the last person to do it. Y'all see what that say right there. The last person to do it was Billy Cunningham for the Sixers in 1983. Yes, 1983 was the last time my team won a championship. So what? Shut up. I ain't asked y'all all that. I'm just telling you he was the last to win a championship as a player and as a coach. So I'm looking forward to that. Jason Kidd could go down in history with these guys' names are in stone. All 3 are in the Hall of Fame. So Jason Kidd, with his success as a player in Dallas, the championship they won against Miami, and his success throughout this season, man, he set himself up to join some greats, man. So Jason Kidd could become one of 4 coaches to ever win a championship as a player and a coach of the same team. So I'm interested to see that. Other storyline is the obvious one. One of our future stars, well, one of our current young stars, maybe faces of the league, is going to get a ring this year. The weird thing about these playoffs this year was, damn, the old heads got smoked. Like KD got swept. LeBron out of here. Steph ain't make it. Like the dudes we used to seeing wasn't there. This is a young man's league now, ladies and gentlemen. And 2 of our youngest stars, Luka and Jason Tatum, have arrived, and they are in the finals. I won't even just give it to Luka and Jason Tatum. I will put Jaylen Brown in that category because he is a star. I won't say Kyrie because Kyrie's been here already. I'm just saying one of these young guys is going to get their first ring. This is a legacy series for one of those 3. One of those 3 will get their first ring. You know, you can't really talk. You can't really talk at certain tables. You got your star table. Hey, I'm really good. I was really nice. I was impactful in the league. I was unstoppable. But then you got the table of those same characteristics. But hey, we got jewelry. We got jewelry. Y'all know how it is. Y'all see how they treat Charles Barkley. Y'all see how they treat Charles Barkley on TNT. Like, all right, look, you don't even know what this feel like. You can talk to us because you were great. You can talk to us. But when we started talking what it takes to win a championship, you sit over there in the corner. So Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Luka Doncic, you're going to be able to sit at that table soon. One of y'all, or 1 or 2, because if Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum get it, will be able to sit at that table and talk championship talk. So that right there alone is a big enough story for me. I love the direction the league is going in. Jason Tatum, you was kind of about to get handed the keys to the NBA. Hey, you want to be the face? You got another shot at it. You win a championship, you might can have it. You might can have it. I'm not giving it to you, but I think you might can have it. Albeit you ain't showed up late. You ain't showed up late in the past. So we'll see. One of the stars in NBA. young stars will get a championship this season. Another storyline, very, 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 very important to the NBA history. Boston is going for their 18th. Yes, I said 18. Some of y'all fan bases ain't got one. Boston going for their 18th banner, trying to break the tie that they have with the Lakers currently at 17. Two winningest franchises in NBA history. The Lakers and Boston both have 17 championships. And like I said, Boston is trying to hang banner number 18. And best believe, all of the older players from Boston's past, they're going to be in them locker rooms telling them, look, y'all look up there. 17 of them things up there. Our biggest hated rival in the history of sports, our sports life, the Celtics, not my team. The Celtics sports life is the Lakers. Why are we tied? Let's go hang another one. So I know that'll be a little bit of motivation for Boston, man, knowing that they could break that tie atop the NBA Finals banners in every stadium. So that right there is enough. Again, I keep telling y'all, look at all of these storylines, and I think this Finals is going to ramp up to be amazing, amazing. If y'all didn't know, Boston did win the series 2-0, the regular season series against Dallas. Let me pull it up real quick so I can tell y'all what the scores was. They got smoked. They beat them by 9 one game, and they beat them by 28 one game. Boston beat Dallas both games convincingly. That's not a good jaunt. I'm just saying. I don't like that. I don't like the way that looked for Dallas. Albeit the regular season. Let's see the most recent game. Let's see how that went down. 38-32 in the first quarter. When did the game get? Oh, they just got smoked in the fourth. They lost the fourth quarter 36-20, losing the game by 28. Who cooked in that game? Let's see. Okay. Yeah, so this was their final team. Daniel Gafford was the only person that didn't get real minutes that is going to get minutes in this finals. Luka had 37. Kyrie had 19. He shot 9 for 23. Kyrie did. And they only got 2 from Josh Green. Tim Hardaway Jr., who was in the lineup, had 10. But damn, Boston went crazy in that game. Jason Tatum had 32. Porzingis had 24. Jaylen Brown had 25. Everybody in the starting lineup had double figures. So that scares me for Dallas, man. It looked like Boston clearly was better than them in the regular season, albeit Boston was clearly the best team in the league all regular season. But damn, I didn't realize that the individual matchups was that lopsided when Dallas had this current roster. So I don't like that. I don't like that for Dallas. I don't like that for Dallas. But we here, man. We here, and I'm excited for the final. I'm excited for the final. The players that I really think are the most important. Who does BG think is the most important? What are we talking about? What are we talking about? For Boston, in order for Boston to win a championship, I'm going to go with 2 players. One, I think Jason Tatum has to be the best player on the floor. But my X factor is Derek White. Derek White in these playoffs has been phenomenal. He's been phenomenal. I thought losing Marcus Smart was going to be big for Boston. And albeit they lost Marcus Smart, the big shots that he used to make for Boston, Derek White is coming. I mean, albeit he was there before, but he stepped into Marcus Smart's role as far as, hey, we might need you to make a big shot here and there. And he stepped up to the plate. I think he will be the X factor. I'm not saying he will be the Finals MVP if they win. I just think him having good games will bode well for Boston. It definitely will. And for Dallas, I think my X factor for Dallas would have to be P.J. Washington. Again, this is not who I'm saying is going to be the best player. Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving have to be the best 2 players for Boston in order for them to be successful in the final. However, I think P.J. Washington is the X factor simply because of the person that I think he kind of would be matched up with. P.J. Washington, you can't let Al Horford have a game better than you. Because that's the weird thing with Boston. Al Horford will randomly have an 18-point game or 20-point game, hit like 4 threes. P.J. Washington has to be that for Dallas this series. This upcoming series, PJ Washington needs to be that guy that's 16 points, 14 points. Like he can't be outplayed by Al Horford. I think him being effective on the offensive end is going to be needed because Boston got a lot of offensive firepower and a lot of defensive firepower. This is going to be a tough team. I don't know if Luka averaging 30 and Kyrie averaging 30 will be enough. I don't know if it will be enough. So I know I said this time of year, I need my stars to step up. But at some point, somebody got to help. So I think P.J. Washington is going to be that help, man. I think P.J. Washington is very, very vital in this series. But, man, Horford scares me. And I hope P.J. Washington, I think that's just the perfect, not comparison as far as age and ability, but the way they're being used. Hey, sometimes Al Horford, just stay into the corner. We're going to drive, we're going to kick. We need you to make knockdown threes in the corner, knockdown threes in the wing. They're utilized very similar. So I think he should be looking at, all right, well, how's Al Horford making the impact on the game? And if he can make that impact, I think that will definitely bode well for Dallas. So my X factors, again, are, remember I said this, Derek White, P.J. Washington. Again, I think the stars have to be the best players, but I think that those key role players are going to have to step up in a big way. It's the finals, man. It's no more, well, what about tomorrow? This is it. Give everything you got in the tank today because tomorrow could be our parade. I don't care about, I don't care about, hey, I want to save my body. What you saving your body for? Cancun? 1, 2, 3 Cancun? Is that what we're saving our body for? Yeah, so I look forward to these finals, man. I look forward to these finals. I got to do it. I guess I got to do it. My finals prediction. BG's finals prediction. Damn, Boston's been the best team all year. By a mile. By a mile, they've been the best team all year. But y'all know I'm a Luka fan. Y'all know I'm a Luka fan. Dallas in 6. I'm taking Dallas in 6 because I think it has to be 6-1 because I don't think they could close out a Game 7 in Boston. In the Garden, that's going to be nasty. That's going to be nasty. So I think it'll be Dallas in 6. And oddly, no, I won't say Kyrie. Luka will get MVP of the finals if they win. I got Luka hoisting the Larry O'Brien trophy at the end of all this, man. I think Dallas is just rolling. I think Boston is rolling as well. At the end of the day, a lot of people are down on Boston. Again, like I said earlier, because they're not blowing teams out, because they didn't have to face Giannis. They didn't have to face Embiid. They didn't have to face Halliburton for 2 games. They didn't have to face Jimmy Butler. I get all that. But all that matters is they're winning. They lost 2 games all playoffs, y'all. Like, let's just be clear. They lost 2 games. Like, you could get into the analytics and how it looks all day. But at the end of the day, if I win by 1 and you win by 50, we both won. Like, we both won our games. You don't get any bonus points for blowing teams out. And I understand that in basketball. Like, it's not always going to be pretty. And it's the playoffs. It's the playoffs. People playing for contracts. People playing for a chance to hoist the Larry O'Brien. You think you're not about to get team's best shot? Again, Boston took Indiana's best shot. And you could say, why didn't they blow them out all 4 games? Or why didn't they blow them out the last 2 games when Halliburton wasn't there? They won. Like, you think Indiana's saying, yeah, we ain't get blown out? No, y'all lost. So at the end of the day, Boston has done their job up until now. I just hope that they cool off a little bit. Because, man, I really want Luka to get one, man. It looks effortless for him, man. It's looking like him and Kyrie's pairing was the perfect pairing, albeit a lot of people didn't know what it was going to be. Wait, 2 ball-dominant guys. Kyrie always got to have the ball to be effective. Luka got to have the ball to be effective. How is this going to work? 2 ball-dominant guys? No way. They figured it out, man. They figured out a way to get to the finals with both of them still eating. They both still eat. It's not like one of their games suffered. Like, think about Miami when they had LeBron, Bosh, and Wade. Bosh's game had to suffer. It had to. You're just not going to get the looks you used to get. But the way that Dallas constructed this roster, especially those big moves in Daniel Gafford and P.J. Washington at the trade deadline, I mean, that was huge. So the way they put this roster together around Kyrie and Luka, it worked, man. It worked up until now. It worked up until now, and now they face their biggest test. Because now is the first of four. First of four. We got 7 games left in the NBA season, y'all. And it's the first of 4. We might not have 7 games. We might only have 4. We saw what Boston just did to Indiana. So we might just have 4. But, man, I'm excited for these finals, man. We got 4 superstars, in my opinion. You don't have to agree. You don't have to think that Jaylen Brown's a superstar. He didn't make All-NBA. So, technically, how can he be a superstar? Even though Kyrie didn't make All-NBA, come on, let's be clear. Like, we know who Kyrie is. Don't play with his name. Don't forget what happened to Ant Edwards. Don't play with that man's name. But yeah, we got 4 stars in the finals. Stars, just bona fide studs in the finals. Guys that can get their own shot. I think this finals is going to be electric. I would love for it to go 7, but I got Dallas in 6. But I would definitely love to see this one go 7. It sucks that basketball is about to be over. I definitely hate that part of it. But I'm excited. I'm excited for these finals, man. I'm really excited for these finals. And I hope you are too, because this is going to be a good one. You know what I'm thinking? I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go live at halftime of every game of the finals. I'm going live. I'm going to go live here on YouTube every game of the finals just to see where everybody at, see how y'all feeling about the game, see if we can get some predictions on what the second half going to look like, just to chop it up with y'all in between games. I don't want to do a pregame show. I don't want to do a postgame show because you know them games going to end late. But you know what? I'm going to get on here and chop it up with y'all at halftime during the NBA Finals. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button before you get out of here, man. I appreciate y'all for rocking with your boy BG. What is we talking about? I appreciate y'all rocking with me today, man. Again, NBA Finals, y'all. We here. Let's get it. BG, what we talking about?